Hey guys, we're going to be beefing up Napalm's underside today. Stay tuned. What's up guys? You know, we've been talking about strengthening things and protecting things, and so I ordered me some skids. This is the EVO Protec engine trans and exhaust skid. There's several companies that make them. Obviously EVO, Metal Cloak, Artec. You have several different options. I know guys with the Metal Cloak stuff. I know guys with the Artec stuff. Nobody I knew had the EVO stuff, and I'm that guy. I gotta have something different. So let's open it up, see what we got. Hardware, EVO sticker, 10 more horsepower. Alright, so this is the exhaust skid. Dadgum. This thing's pretty heavy. Alright, let's see. Let's see if you can see that. You have to gauge the thickness of that steel. So this is a 1/8 inch steel plate. Like I said, this is the if I remember correctly, this is the exhaust skid. Again, hardware was mounted to the lid. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't send any instructions, because we don't need any instructions anyway. Now this is just not cool. They send a damaged sticker. What's up with that, EVO? This is the main part of the skid. And the brackets. Alright, so there we have it. This is going to go, I believe, like this. Or is it the other way around? Nope. It's going to go like this. Because this, you got a hole for your drain pan for your oil drain. Alright, good deal. Let's see if we can figure this out. So if you watched my post-wheeling video about cleaning up and all that, so this is what the underside looks like. There's your exhaust pipe, transmission, engine, oil pan, transmission lines. All that stuff is exposed, and we're going to get it covered up so we don't rip anything out. Alright guys, first thing we got to do is we got to remove this cross member right here. 3 bolts, 3 18mm bolts, one here, one here, and then one on the other side. And then there's actually another screw that comes in from the gas tank skid. I'm going to verify that's I just guessed that it would be a 10 millimeter. It's not. Okay, can I check that? It's a 13 millimeter. All right. And these are 18. Alright, that cross member is gone, and we will not be reusing it. So the next thing we're going to do on the transfer skid, we're going to remove these two bolts right here and take these completely out. And on the back side, we're just going to loosen these bolts on either side, so that you've got about a 1/2 inch of play. I was fixing to take out the wrong bolt, dumbass. Now, I'm just gonna loosen these. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the skid and we're going to put it up here, these two mounting holes that we just disconnected, and put it in between the cross member and the transfer case skid. Let's see if we can do that. This joker's pretty heavy. Alright, so there was my first mess up. So it's not going to go right here, all right? You're going to use this bolt that the transfer cross member, and then this bolt hole here where the transmission cross member was bolted. That's what we're using. So yeah, this would be a good time for an extra set of hands. Let's see if I can get this thing scratched up before I even get it out on the trail. Alright, so my right arm is completely exhausted now. And we're just going to leave that finger tight for the time being. There's a better view of how it's mounted. So, this is your transmission cross member. So it's only going to utilize one side. And this other bolt where the I said transmission, this is your transfer case skid. One bolt here, one bolt there. And you're going to sandwich the EVO skid between the transfer skid and the cross member using the bolt on the passenger side, and then this other bolt where the transmission cross member bolted up. Might would have been a good idea to have instructions. Real men don't use instructions, right? Alright guys, so the next thing we got going on is we have to attach the mounting bracket on the driver's side, and it goes into an existing hole on the frame where the motor mount bolts up, and I'm going to show you. If you can see right up through there, here's your motor mount right there, right? And these two holes, one of them is kind of oblong, the other one is completely round. We're going to use this oblong hole towards the rear of the vehicle. So using the supplied hardware, we're going to try to get that up in there. This would be a lot easier on a lift. Or does it go like this? Yeah, I think it goes like that. All right, next we're doing the passenger side. Same deal. Right underneath the motor mount. But if you'll see, the oblong hole is towards the front on this side. But we're going to use the rearmost hole, the round hole. And the bolt's going to come in from the top and then down. See how we're going to get that bolt in there. Come at it from an angle. What did I tell you guys in the last video about the landscaping crew? Can you believe that crap? How's that gonna go? I hope you guys can see that. My hands ain't in the way. And I don't suggest doing this if you've been running your Jeep. I just cranked it up and warmed it up enough to turn it around in the driveway, and the transmission lines are smoking hot. I just burnt the crap out of my hand. Excuse me. Now, using the supplied hardware, just going to loosely mount the brackets up to the skid like that. Does it go on the inside or the outside? It probably goes on the inside. we'll figure that out. Alright, so using the provided hardware, bump the brackets up to the outside of the skid. This would be a lot easier if it was on a lift. But I don't have a lift, and most of you guys don't either, so that's what's cool about showing you guys this stuff laying on my back on a creeper in the driveway. That's old school cool. You young guys wouldn't know nothing about that. Alright, so everything is loosely mopped up here. Alright, now we're getting ready to put the exhaust loop skid on, and the first thing you got to do is remove this nut off the lower control arm. Now, the bolt head is a 21 millimeter. I don't know what size that is. I can't get a socket on it because of the exhaust loop. But it's bigger than a 21. So that's the largest wrench I have. So I'm gonna have to use the big crescent wrench. Wasn't that hard. Alright, so the exhaust loop skid, it's going to slide. It's going to slide under this other side of the transfer skid, like the engine and trans on this side. So the hole in the front is going to go up over the control arm bolt. There we go. Oh, okay. Now that's a problem. How in the world are you going to get in there to tighten that up? Now this is where it would be beneficial to have a box end wrench. Alright, so this is my dilemma. Obviously, you can tell now I can't get that big crescent wrench on the nut for the control arm. So you can see it, and this would be one of those deals where if you had the proper size wrench, you could take the box in, slide it in through there, get it on the nut, and then see, tightening it. We may have to come back to that. Because I'm fairly certain it won't just snug down. I may try it and see if I can get it tight without the nut spinning. But I may have to go buy a wrench. And you know what? I'm going to take this nut back off. I'm going to see what size it is before I even put it on there. That way if I do have to go get it, I know what size to get. Alright, so the nut for the lower control arm is a 24 millimeter. I'm almost certain I'm going to have to go buy a 24 millimeter wrench. And that's okay. I've needed it before, but was able to get by with the big crescent wrench. But this is a situation where I'm not going to be able to get by with it, so I'm going to have to go buy it now. But that's all right. We'll continue the install on this, and we'll get her done. Also, in the supplied hardware, if I can find it, I just had it. There it is. This is going to bolt to the engine trans skid right here. And then this, you're just going to, can you see that? The bolt with the tab on it, or the nut with the tab on it, and a bolt. You're going to take this tab nut, stick it in through this hole right here, and then line it up right there. And then put the bolt through and tighten it up. Alright, got it now. Cooking with Crisco. Alright. Fairly easily. Alright, so everything's mocked up in place, and all I got to do is come back and tighten everything up. So here's what it looks like compared to what it was. You can see right here your oil pan drain plug, so you can still get to that, and it's in a shape so that when you pull that out, you're not going to catch all the oil in your skid plate. So, all right, let me button everything back up, and we'll close it on out. All right, guys, so I did end up having to go get a 24mm wrench, and just to show you, I got everything else buttoned up, but I wanted to show you guys how I went about getting to this control arm. So obviously you can see the wrench, and if you fit it through the front of the skid, you can get it on the nut there. Okay, so that's what it takes. So I'm going to throw the impact on it, and then I'll come back and put the torque wrench on it, and we'll be good to go. It'll be done. Like I said, this is the EVO Protec engine, trans, and exhaust loop skid. I'm very happy with the results. I think we're going to be well protected. My biggest concern was always the oil pan and the transmission lines, and I think they're well protected now, so I'm very happy with it. Right on. All right, guys, that's the install of the skid system today. Hope you guys liked the video. Do all the stuff, you know, like, comment, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you guys like what you see, let me know, man. Say it in the comments. If you don't like what I'm doing, if there's something you'd like to see, feel free, man. Let me know. I'm here for you guys. We got something else coming up for napalm. I kind of thought it would be delivered today as well, but it wasn't, and that's okay, because I would have wanted to start on it, and I don't have time because it's getting pretty late now. But there will be another video here shortly. This one I'm very excited about. Something I've been wanting for a long time, even back to my JK. So you guys stay tuned. Next video should be coming up shortly. Till then, keep the shiny side up. Jeep on.